streaming software. If you guys want the shared screen features, you're gonna have to go find them in the help center. But for now, we're gonna go over some updates. So first things first, let me go ahead and pull this up, kind of just go over it with you guys. But there's a few things that we've created over the last week and so, and one of this is really important for our feedback with BILT. A lot of people have been asking, well, how do we mention updates, feedback, and so forth? Maybe new features they want. Oh, someone else does something completely different, and we want that feature. So we kind of created this tool where if you go to, BILTCRM.com, all the way down at the bottom, you'll be able to see now ideas board. And so if you click on that, it'll bring you to the feedback section over here in a roadmap. You can see what we have currently in queue, what's been planned already, and of course, what's now in progress for BILT CRM. So keep that in mind. If you have any ideas or anything that you want to add to this, go ahead and just go to the feedback section, create a description, details, and of course, we'll review it. And you can upvote the current ones existing that are in here right now, but if you don't find it, you can just create a new one from scratch. That is the goal with that. So of course, we have some new upcoming updates as well coming soon, which some of you have already seen or seen some beta for it. But we have new dashboards for the acquisition pipelines, the relationships, and the dispositions, as well as lending, right? So we'll be able to see on our dashboards how much money we've accumulated over the time. Let's say you went to an event, which kind of leads us into the next, which is the digital business cards, right? You're not going to need Blink or Link or Popple or any one of those because you can't organize your data. You can't follow up with them. You can't schedule Zoom meetings with them. There's no follow up with Blink or Link or Popple. And so with BILT's new digital business cards, we'll be able to kind of overcome all those obstacles and get all your contacts directly into your CRM and so forth. We'll talk a little bit more about it a little bit later. Next thing is, I know you guys have been wanting the auto dripping of offers, so that will be coming. It's in the works, as you saw in the feedback and in the features for our roadmap. And then, of course, being able to send both creative and cash offers at once, so two offer options. Now, granted, that one's only going to be very specific to, let's say, seller finance / cash, because if you were to do with a sub 2 one, then it would be kind of disrespectful to send a cash offer when their mortgage is more than what your cash offer is. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to do that exactly, but that's some of the stuff that's coming soon. We will be doing a giveaway soon. I'll let you know the details in a detailed post in the next couple of days, but essentially what we'll be offering is a free annual plan for BILT 2.0. And then, of course, all the rules and stuff like that will be detailed soon, so you guys can enter. Of course, you guys don't have to pay anything to enter. It's completely free to join. But I know a lot of people, maybe they can't afford to get a system like this, so maybe this will give them a chance. It'll be fair for everyone. A lot of people have also been asking for the live recordings for the BILT 2.0 training, not only the cut up versions. So they have been thrown into the BILT Help Center. So if you go to BILTCRM.com and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see, of course, the help docs. If you go into the help docs and you click on BILT 2.0 right here, you'll not only see all the cut up step-by-step tutorials on how to set up your account, but also you'll have the BILT 2.0 live trainings right here, which if you go in, they are larger videos. So you do want to click on it. So day 1 through 5, they're about 2 to 3 hours long, each one of them. A lot of people wanted these because it's more in depth. People ask questions and so forth along the way. So it's a lot, it's helpful. So that's one of the things we gave you guys just recently. Again, it's not cut up, so keep in mind it is long and dragged out and questions in between the stuff we were working on and so forth. But that a lot of people have asked for that. But again, the cut up video tutorial is already inside there as well if you just want to get straight to the point. So as I mentioned before, digital business cards are in the process of being beta tested. So they have already been used during Squad Up Summit. And of course, there's been great results from that. Of course, there will be some things like kinks and stuff like that need to be improved, but It will probably be in your built account sometime next week after we fix those kinks. But the goal was to replace, like I said before, Blink, Link, or Popple has the ability of a virtual business card, which is like added to your website, your domain. It has a QR code feature. It has a contact intake form with automations for buyers, lenders, agents, and wholesalers. Includes all the intake forms which trigger after the initial contact intake, meaning it is a two-step opt-in. The biggest problem was when you have a long buyer intake form or a lender intake form, it's too much. And so people, they see it, let's say they scan your QR code or you send them directly to a link to a form, they see this entire list and then they want to jump right off. So the goal with this was a two-step opt-in. They just put the regular contact info, they select if they're a buyer, lender, wholesaler, whatever. And then what will happen is they'll get a text message, they'll get an email and so forth to then follow up to fill out the big long form. So that's how that one works. It's better, two-step opt-in features and stuff like that will convert better. It will also send them a message with a selfie / picture of themselves or you for reference for both of you as well. So it'll be in your system as long as they'll get it also on their phone. So again, that's some of the features for that. And then of course, it'll go back to your link tree at any point in time or your digital business card where they can select maybe your affiliates, maybe your website, maybe whatever, if you're lending money, so forth, or maybe you want money. And so it'll definitely be impressive at that. If you're not using BILT right now or you don't have BILT, again, this has been a common thing. People have reached out to us through support. It's like, hey, Mo, I want to get into, doing LOI blasting. I want to have access to BILT 2.0, but maybe I can't afford to do it right now at the moment. I want to get at least my first deal and stuff like that. You guys do know we do have a free version of the LOI blaster. We created that back in February, March. It essentially does, generates those offers for you for every type of deal, cash, creative being sub to seller finance and hybrid deals, all completely automated. You just upload a list, it will automatically generate those offers and it will generate them into a PDF format where you can just take that PDF and upload it into an email and send an offer or an LOI to an agent or a seller or whoever, of course. But in order to access that, again, it is on our homepage as usual. Everything that I say will always be on our homepage. All the way at the bottom on the footer of the website will be the free deal analysis. If you click on that, get the LOI Blaster or Easy LOI for free using our creative deal analysis and LOI generator. We've been over this tool many times in the past, but in the case you haven't heard about it, just go ahead and just put your details. You'll get an email and so forth. Make sure you check your spam. But essentially, the goal with this was, again, to stop the barrier to entry. A lot of people, again, maybe they can't get started right away, and I think that's really, really important. So now, granted, you will not be able to follow up and manage leads automatically or send contracts out, but it will help you get started for free. Okay. Again, our goals are to remove any barriers to entry, so I hope that helps you get started as soon as possible. Also, if you want to access all the new lives and training, make sure to follow our YouTube channel, Mo Smart Growth. That's where all of the new lives and trainings will be. If you notice, it's a different format. You don't see any shared screens. When I do share a screen on here, due to some regulations with YouTube, we can't show data. We can't show content. If you're in these Zooms, you still will be able to see the shared screen. So there should be a link in the description for you to see the Zoom link. You can click on it there and join the actual Zoom link and join the lives. But that's just how it's going to be from now on. So make sure you're following the YouTube channel because, notifications, if you have the notification bell on, it will notify you when we do go live. For the time being, we're still going to continue trying to upload to Facebook, but unfortunately, with the new regulations of Facebook, again, I think within 30 or 45 days, they're removing all of our older lives. And again, that's more of a Facebook thing. So we're not going to be able to post too much on there. We'll continue doing it as much as possible. But again, like we don't want to slow things down if we're streaming to multiple services at once for our lives. So once again, go make sure to follow our YouTube channel. It's Mo Smart Growth. I can, again, it should be in the description as well. If not, I'll add it in later. But essentially, if you go to YouTube and just go ahead and open this up. So if you go to YouTube, Most Smart Growth, you'll be able to find it, or at Most Smart Growth, you'll be able to find it there as well. So right now we have put all of our tutorials in here as well for BILT. So if you need to access things in here, it will be in here at the same time. Of course, there's some shorts and so forth of our content. So some, quick answers that you might need. But nonetheless, this is where you'll find it. So I know that's a change, right? But everyone that's now using Facebook is going to have the same issue with change, and we're going to have to use other platforms. But that is what it is. Another thing is, a lot of you guys have been asking for a way to get everything set up, but do not know maybe how to follow a tutorial, or maybe they can't follow video tutorials, or maybe they're not tech savvy. So I will be adding a new solution for everyone coming soon that will give you access to me and my team to set things up for you. Yes, it will be paid since you do not want to do it yourself. It will come with priority support. It will come with probably consulting. It will come with more like team call recording and analysis, automation build outs, dedicated time with me, or or someone in specific, maybe David. So that will be coming out soon as well. Because again, if you don't want to set it up, then we can help you set it up. And then lastly, everyone has been curious to see how I've been able to post 1,000 pieces of content out per month. This week, I will be creating a live event day on YouTube. So again, make sure you go to the YouTube channel and set it to a notification bell so you will get that reminder. But basically, I'll be putting an event date on there for the BILT content engine. How we post 1,000 pieces of content out per month. So you'll be able to attend those trainings. Those trainings will go on for a bit. It's not going to be done all in one day. So keep that in mind. It is a learning process. But if you follow me step by step, you'll be able to achieve the same exact results. So if you're learning if you are interested in learning on how I, make this happen, of course, make sure to go to YouTube so you don't miss a training. I will be building out completely live for free. So keep that in mind. It will be for free as I'm building it out. But of course, there are those, again, that will not want to build it out, or they don't have the time and that they just want it right away. We will have an option for you guys to buy it, kind of as a package setup. So keep that in mind as well. So that's as far as all of the updates we have for, BILT and what's upcoming, and, the current things that we're working on right now to help improve things for everybody at the same time. And again, I apologize for the not being able to share screen and doing all those things with the new streaming system that we have set up. But maybe we'll improve that in the future and get that thing back up in gear. The only problem is, of course, YouTube will not allow us to share, data, right? A person's name, their address. When we share our CRM all the time with you guys during the Q&As, that is a problem for YouTube and Facebook, of course. They have their own issues. So if you have Q&A and you want us to share screen while we're in the live, make sure you attend the Zoom, get inside this Zoom. The Zoom link is in the description. And if it's not in there, it's the usual Zoom link we do every single time. So you can find it inside the group. You can find it on my profile. You can find it everywhere. And you probably got an email about it too. So that's enough of my rant about BILT. I'll leave it open for Q&A if anybody has any questions, or we'll go ahead and end this early today since we, due to the confusion, we don't have a lot of people on. But Gus, what's going on, man?
Hello, senor.
Hello, senor.
Muy. What's up?
What's up? How you been?
Well, David is being good to me. He gave me some times the other day, and I'm
I
getting
got
more
your
savvy.
answers, Gus. I got your answers, Gus. But tomorrow, you and I will. You got time for a Zoom tomorrow?
Late? Yeah.
You're in Cali, right? So late. How late?
Well,
Like 6?
yeah. U6 is 3 for me. Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Is
Or
that
Thursday morning. Or Thursday morning.
Thursday morning? Yeah, because I thought about just texting you the answer, but I'd rather just show you.
Muy bueno.
So how about Thursday morning? I'll text you in the morning and we'll set up a time.
Sí, señor. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Do you got anything new?
I've been playing with that. I've been making some phone calls. I want to add some additional phone numbers for each county. Uh, I haven't seen, I believe it's $1.16 each additional number or something like that.
Per month, yes, sir. Do you think that's necessary, though? You think that it's absolutely necessary to grow the business in its
Well,
infancy?
remember that I'm getting some block because of the, how do you call it?
Some of the providers are
Yeah,
blocking
blocking
that
me.
number.
So I was thinking to maybe get two different numbers because I'm calling like 50 people a day or maybe more. So I don't want to saturate one number. So maybe two numbers.
How's your investor list coming along? Filling out the contacts and all the fields?
I got 20 more over the weekend, and
You contacted 20 more? You got in contact?
I have 20 more. And then
Awesome.
I got the one the mall created, and I clean it up for California. That's like a 198. So I believe you're gonna give me an answer for the email, correct? Campaign when they don't answer or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll go over that. Well, we went over that. Don't you remember? There was we went over for the text. As far as the email campaign, we'll talk about that when we have our meeting on Thursday, because that's going to be a little bit more customized.
Okay.
Gus, you're trying to build something out completely different than what we have built out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now, building a buyer list.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 or 6 months, I will start searching to buy properties. And then my buyers are going to sell my properties that I buy. You know what I mean? So
Well, that works. Yeah.
Hopefully it works. I mean,
but I still want you to watch our day 4 live that we did. That's in the help center. It goes over the entire building relationships and dispositions with buyers.
Okay.
So if you go to the BILTCRM.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, right? Here, let me show you so you know what I'm talking about. So if you go to the website, right? This is the website. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Click on the help docs. You'll see if you click on BILT 2.0, there is the 2.0 live training. Now, granted, I just put it in this week, right? So that's why you didn't have it. But
so I go to the dashboard and then go to the very bottom.
Yeah, you click. So when you're on the dashboard, click on BILT 2.0 right here. And once you click on that, you'll see BILT 2.0 live training. You want to go and watch day 4.
Yeah, I believe I was watching 7.
Yeah.
Good. Number 4.
Yeah. So when you go into the Google Drive, you'll see all these days. Now they are larger files, so keep that in mind. That's why they're in a Google Drive. So if you watch day 4, you'll be able to understand more about the buyers and building relationships and so forth. It's already pre-built for you, so you don't have to build your own, Gus.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So at the bottom, set up, correct?
Did you find it?
Hold on.
Oh, if you're at the bottom of the website, click on Help Docs.
Yeah, BILT 2.0 and then BILT 2 lives. Got it.
Then there's a Google Drive inside there.
Fantastic.
All right, cool. This way you don't have to build your own in case you like it. It should meet your requirements, Gus, right? Because it's already built out. But in the case you do want to make modifications, then that meeting with David will help you out, of course.
No, I asked that question because I don't know, in the last Tuesday meeting, you mentioned, and you mentioned directly to me that if somebody doesn't answer, I can put him in a drip or follow up, either email contest, and that's what I asked David. So he's supposed to ask you about that. So
yeah, so that's already set up. So if there's a buyer inside the relationship pipeline, right? It's a new buyer, new lead, whatever you want to call it. The moment you put it to initial outreach, it'll send them an email, right, to try to build a relationship with that buyer. And if they don't respond, they'll go down another 4 or 5 emails, follow up. And then, of course, you're more than welcome to call and text them and do whatever you need to do to get a hold of them. But that's automatically built out. And if they answer you, the goal is to get them on a phone call, to get them on a Zoom, to get them on whatever. And then you can tier them out as tier 1, 2, and 3 later in that same pipeline.
Perfect.
We also have, buyer intake forms, and stuff like that you can use as well. And that's already pre-built for you.
Yeah, I want to use the blaster too. When we come up with a deal, I can send it to those prospects that are on board.
Yeah. Well, that's more dispositions when you have a deal.
That's
dispositions is built out too. It's already done for you.
I know.
All the templates are done, and the JV and the contracts, everything is done in there for you. So if you watch both 3 and 4, you'll see more about that. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Hey Gus, this is Steve. I put my buy box in the chat. If you want to take that, in case you find properties in those areas, I'd take a look at them.
Do you buy in California?
Nope. South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Too expensive in California. But if you try to decide to expand.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people doesn't want to buy in California, but it's a hard market. I mean, today I went to a showing.
It's a hard market, but it's an expensive one.
It is. Well, I was talking with an investor this morning, and then if you go to try to less expensive a market or area like Riverside, Inland Empire, you cannot put too much money because there's not so much demand. So you have to balance what market you want to buy and sell, and that will help you to because you have more demand in a better area, expensive area. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, $1,025,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
See, that's the funny part.
Because it's very close to LA. A lot of people that work or has a business in LA is very convenient. But the cons, the RVA value is like 1.6. So anybody just come in with a good, group of people, they can buy and resell it right away.
Yeah. Well, I do co-living. That's a little hard to do with a 2 bedroom, 1 bath,
Well, you interested in 5plex in Pasadena? It just come out right now, like 2 hours ago.
Let me guess. Is that 5 million?
No, the property is in the owner died, and so the family just want to sell it. It's a probate.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then let me see here, but it's already approved. They don't have to go through the process. So whoever put an offer on it, they can get it. Let me see here.
So that means he didn't have it in a trust.
Yep.
The only issue there is the tenants stop paying rent because of the situation, and whoever jump in, either they have to negotiate with them, put it in contract, or a cash for keys. But
yeah,
the price is very, very. Hold on.
Yeah, that's the problem, getting tenants out.
3 units are 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and 2 units are 1 and 1. And the price is $949,900, like a $950.
Wow. But isn't it like? Go ahead, Steve.
That's about what Massachusetts did cost. So
But it's Pasadena. Pasadena is very desirable, stable.
But isn't California have rules that it's like practically impossible to kick out a squatter? Because that's what they are now.
Come up with a new laws this year, and it's a little bit easier if people doesn't have proof. It's just a matter of the process and the court. But it's a lot of lawyers specialize in that. And then, it is a process, of course, like anywhere else, but you still can come out in less time. But a lot of people, what they doing is giving keys, or maybe giving a temporary stay somewhere else, so they get it out of there or get it in contract. Period. So anybody knows these 5 units are available.
Well, Gus, just you can be comfortable here in Florida when you buy property as an investment, because if it's 30 days, the cops will throw you out.
Really?
Oh yeah, we don't mess around here. There's no such thing as squatter rights here in
It
Florida.
used to be like that in California, like I don't know, before the pandemic, was like that. But after the pandemic, everybody started, taking advantage of that. I'm planning to expand to few states down the road, but I want to be firm and solid in California because that's what I live.
Absolutely, and then it's easier to control right now.
It is easy to control. I can drop by in an hour to see a property. Tomorrow I have to do another showing, 2 properties in LA. And it's easy and convenience. You meet investors, buyer, have a coffee and something, and build trust.
It's always good to learn you know your own market. It's easy to actually start there.
Exactly. And then if I move to another state, maybe I relocate myself just for a short while, and then but I'd rather build my business in the area that I live in.
Well, of course, like if you just look at it in marketing perspective, right? You building in your backyard is always better for the long term, right? Because then there's only so much you can build as far as relationships go. But if you want to focus on cold and keep doing cold throughout the entire nation, states all over, whatever, it's going to be harder to acquire. It's going to be harder to build relationships for buyers and lenders that are interested in those deals, and it becomes tougher. But that's why, like, when we say, oh, go find a different neighborhood, we mean just stick to 1 or 2 and don't, again, go too wide the entire nation,
Yeah.
Stick to 1 or 2. And like mine has always been like Georgia and Florida, right? Now there's been exceptions over the years, right? Like you do Alabama, you do Tennessee, you do, North Carolina, South Carolina, but like I didn't really go outside of those bounds, as far as deals go. But again, like everybody's a little bit different with their, like, how wide that net needs to go, right? And so if you're comfortable only staying in California, stay in California. But the thing is, again, the newer investors, right, that are out there don't stick to their neighborhood as much, so keep that in mind. A lot of us like to target the east side because it's easier, with the exception of like Texas and Arizona. Most people are targeting the East Coast, a lot. That's just
Florida and Georgia.
Well, just the East Coast in general, right? Like there's a lot more people, at least that I've had experience with, are over here rather than on the other side, I mean, there's many reasons, of course, David mentioned a few just for California, so we really need to talk about that.
Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. At the beginning, I was a skeptic, but the more I learn the market, it's hot. There's a lot of people still buying and selling.
Absolutely. And you're gonna find that, right? It's just not as much as other states.
But I don't know how many properties you sell right now, but if you do 4, 5, 6 a month as a flipping or as a wholesaling, I think it's good. And then if you average the commission in any other state versus California, you make more money in California because the prices are higher.
Well, yeah, I mean, Florida's the same way. Depending where you are in Florida or New York or whatever, right? There's some high prices, and you can make some high commissions or wholesale fees and whatever. I mean, that's a different story of its own, right? Like just high ticket in general.
Yeah, that's what I say. Maybe after, I don't know, 6 months, a year, I will find another state.
Stay where you're at. Stay where you're at right now. Yeah. You're already doing good, right? You're focusing. You're not listening to anybody. Like, don't listen to all the fluff out there, right? Do your own thing. Keep doing it over and over. You will succeed. You've done this before and maybe other business models and stuff, so you know what you're doing. Like, just because we have all this technology now and everyone's all over the place, doesn't mean your old strategies don't work. They do work.
Well, your tools will be very helpful. They are helpful already for me.
What do you think is better, Gus? Sending somebody a text an email, a phone call, or grabbing coffee with them?
Well, I'm a little old-fashioned, and you build better relationship with you meet face to face with
Absolutely.
someone.
Absolutely.
100%.
So
100%.
yeah, you can have. It's like one of my first salespeople that I met from Argentina. The guy said, "Can you kiss a woman over the phone?" No, you just get it excited to meet you, but you're gonna kiss her when you are in front of her. Period.
Good analogy. Good analogy.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way,
Isn't it?
Sammy or I think it's WB, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to stop us. We're just chatting here around right now. But
I don't know how many. Oh, well, it's just us. Oh no, 6 people. Sorry.
yeah, I think
But what I'm trying to say it is, yeah, phone call is good, a text is a good follow up, an email, but in any way, in any beginning of the negotiation, a meet in person it is important, especially with somebody's doing many deals. You know what I mean? They want to see who you are, how you feel, and so on and on.
I mean,
Many
absolutely.
years ago, paper was important when you sell your business card. The color of the paper, when you do a lot of mailing, it was very important the touch of the paper of the color, because it's a feeling. So technology is good, but it's getting cold. It's very cold. So I believe one of the meetings you say, make the time and call. I mean, don't just send the offer, spend 15 minutes with someone on the other side in the phone call. Let them talk. And then you build a relationship. So yeah, I'm agree with long-term relationship, and the face-to-face meeting is good.
Well, there's a saying, right? Because there's a lot of people that think automations, like, as we focus on automations more than anything else. A lot of people come to us and they want to do more multifamily. They want to do more, let's say, buying businesses, stuff like that are higher ticket, and they think, oh, well, automations is a solution. But the reality is it's not. You need more shaking hands, kissing babies, taking them to Top Golf, and getting them dinner and so forth. That's the only way you're actually going to close a deal. I don't care how many phone calls you do. Like, you got to do that. And I mean, back when we were doing buying businesses, I built the automations for it. Don't get me wrong, I did. But it was more for organization than communication, right? You still had your phone calls, you still had your emails. You didn't have mass blast automation, for that kind of outreach. It was more of, let's pick up the phone. We have a good relationship. Let's send some numbers, back and forth. Let's communicate our issues through email. But when we're actually negotiating, or we're not really negotiating, you're meeting them at Top Golf, you're enjoying, you're having a good conversation with them. You're really gauging who they are in person, because they don't know who you are. Even if you go through Zoom is good, right? Don't get me wrong. Zoom has been a blessing to ever since COVID and stuff like that. But at the same exact time, it's still not the same, right? You
Still
don't know how
not the
tall
same.
they are. You don't know how their little things they do. Maybe
And people
there's certain
appreciate
things
when you
people
make
do
the
that they
time
don't
to
do
meet
on
them in
Zoom.
person.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's like, that is never going to go away, the face to face, especially the higher ticket you get on deals and the bigger you want to do things. Automations, you need it for organization, but that face to face is still 100% needed when you get into the higher things like multifamily and buying businesses and so forth. So what you're
Yeah,
doing, Gus,
automation is
is
gonna give you more
100%
free
correct.
time. Automation is gonna give you free time to do some other important things. But
What
the
is the point
personal
of
touch,
automation?
huh?
What do you think the point of automation is?
That, exactly that.
I mean, like, the point of automation is to start a conversation, but sometimes people don't answer, right? So we have to continue following up until they do answer, right? Or maybe a lot of people, they say no to our offer. Well, you can call them physically, but you have a lot of deals in your pipeline that people said no over time. It becomes impossible for you to do it yourself. So that's where automation comes in, to do that stuff for you, right? And it works really well with the single family homes and like smaller multifamily and so forth. Um, but again, right, building those relationships, again, you took them to coffee, they're going to remember you. They're going to remember you
Yeah,
in person a lot better than
and
someone who called them or texted them.
And then if you submit an offer and you do a follow-up phone call or beginning a phone call and then the offer, you already have a step ahead because you have the feeling of the other person.
Absolutely.
You ask questions that is different, you know? You can sense when the other person is kind of titivating to tell you the truth or something, you know what I mean? You can,
Yeah.
it
But
is
I will
much
say on the
better.
other hand, Gus, especially when it comes to single family, right? Like you got to keep in mind, there's so many single family houses out there. It's not like multifamily. There's only a few, or businesses, but there's only a few. There's so many properties. There's so many real estate agents. There's so many whatever investors in the area, where it's hard to sit down and drink a cup of coffee with every single one of them, right? It becomes
Totally agree.
yeah. So it becomes to a point where you need to do both, right?
You have to handpick who you want to meet with, somebody maybe once a week or twice a week, and build that relationship. Because remember, the big business are closed in a bar or in a restaurant. You know what I mean? A sit down
I
and a
still remember it
handshake.
to this day. Me and David became partners. I didn't meet him until after our partnership of what, 6 months, a year? I don't even remember. Honestly, it's like we still do things through Zoom. Like even now, he's in Florida, I'm in Georgia. You know, like
No, look at that. Yeah, but you know,
all you
I like
guys,
new
like I
people.
haven't met pretty much anybody in person besides a few. You know, like whether I met you at an event or whatever. But it's like that's just how like Zoom can still do it. You know, phone
It
call can
helps.
still do it, but it's
It's
still
just
not
only
the
a tool. The
extent.
text is a tool, the phone call is a tool, email is a tool. So everything is a tool, but the personal touch and it drives with any of these tools.
Yeah, but that shouldn't stop you from mass blasting.
Of course not. And that's why I'm here with Bill. Because I like what you have, I like what you offer, automates a lot of stuff. It's just me that I have to dedicate more time or be a little more savvy or play with it or hire somebody who will do it for me.
Well, that's coming soon, so we're building that feature out too. Or if anybody needs help, we'll be able to charge you guys for the services that you guys want
A
efficiently.
small nominal fee.
Well, we give you guys the solution for free, all the
For,
education, if you don't want to
per
do it.
transaction fee.
But
I
yeah,
pay you when I close.
yeah. Everybody's different, you know. Some people prefer their time is more worth than the money, you know. So like at the end of the day, it's different for every single person.
And that's what I
But
say. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. But you know, at the same time, you know, the barrier to entry will always be free. You know, there's always other solutions out there that we give you guys that are completely for free, even sending
yeah, you
LOIs.
can grab
Yeah,
a Excel and have your data there and just make phone calls and make notes. I mean, that's the simple thing to do.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But you
Um,
have to do everything manually. This emails, texts, it's better to have pre-type or pre-text and then you just send it out,
mhm. Yep.
in my opinion.
But one thing you'll like since you are meeting with people in person, right? Um, I'm assuming you go to a lot of events, Gus.
I'm starting going to events. We are making events in our office. We're having one next week and we're inviting investors or wanna-be investors. So the idea is for them to buy from us.
Okay. So probably sometime next week, right? Because we're still fixing a little bit of kinks. But we have the digital business cards, right? They will be
Perfect.
coming out. They'll be linking to your website. There'll be a QR code. You know, they scan it. It'll work just like Blink or Link or Popple or any one of those. So that'll be beneficial to you
Yeah, I have seen so many, but it's not quite easy just yet,
because it
because you
stays
have
in
to
the
look for
app and
it.
you can't take it out of the app and upload it to your system, right? And there's no follow-ups. There's no anything. And so that's why we built this version. And so once it comes out, I'll show you how to use it, right? There'll be a full tutorial as well. So when you go to your events or you go to just meet people, whatever, and you
Just,
find somebody, you
just
guys can
text
take a
them.
selfie together, you know, and it gets sent to both of you guys. And then you can follow
Or the
up.
QR code.
Yeah,
The
the
QR.
same exact way you know, Link or Blink works. It's all the same thing at the end of the day. The difference is ours goes into our CRM. Ours goes and follows up with them and sends them onto their to the calendar, right, to book a meeting and actually gather more information if they're a buyer or a lender or whoever, right? And so it allows you to work better, right? That's what we're here for. Building relationships is the number one thing in real estate. I was talking to a few people the other day that went up to Squad Up, right? Squad Up Summit. And they go to these events and they use these tools like Blink or whatever, right? All these other tools that are out there. And I was like, well, how many people you have in there? Oh, I have 1,000. I have whatever. How many people over the years that I've been building? Well, what are you doing with them? Oh, I don't know. I haven't really touched them since last year. They're just in there. It's like, so what's the point of you using an app like that? Just to keep it in an app? Like, you could do the same thing and put it in your iPhone, you know? But what are you doing with it? I get why people want it because it's a QR code you can scan, but now we just took it to a whole new level, right? Where it goes into your system right away, and it will follow up, and it will, you know, nudge them through a buyer, a lender, a wholesaler, or whatever, right? So that you can continuously do deals with them, right? The whole point is relationships. You go to an event for what? To build relationships, not just to network. You know, if we're going to events just to network, why are we going? You know, we can do that in Zoom.
For the drinks.
For the drinks, yeah. I mean, that might be a solution. You know, for the free food they give out, whatever.
For the
right?
ladies, for men's and women, the boys, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Meetups are good. Meetups, it's always been good, you know. Many years ago, huh?
Go ahead. Sorry, Gus.
I don't know if it still happen, but when you go to a meeting, they give you like 30 minutes to shake hands and network. You know, you meet people. You don't know who the next person is gonna be. You know, and then your next business transaction or your business partner.
I just remember I went to an event in Jersey, right? It was a deal makers event. It was for buying businesses, and you know, Sub2 was like a sponsor, and all this other Pace was there, and everybody was pretty much there. And I was up on stage, right? I was forced to go up on stage, you know, because my successes, whatever. At the same time, I was the only one in the audience that knew how to evaluate a business of 500 people. So of course, Pace put me on the spot, you know, put me on, you know, basically made a scene out of me. And then all I know is I built basically 450 relationships that one day, but I didn't have this system. And so where are they right now? They're in my link app, right? Now, granted, I've exported them already myself, right? And I've put them into my system. But back then, I didn't have that feature. So I still had to like export them and link and blink. The only way you could do that is if you have a pro account, right? So I had to like turn it into a pro account just to export it, just to then upload it to my system. And it didn't map correctly because the data that was in that software was not the same data we have in our CRMs, right? It's the different fields, right? And so that's where it became like the reason why we need something like this. That's why it's built out. But man, I mean, if there's anything we can do to make things faster for us, automations wise, we're gonna build it out. Like even now, like even our internal business, right? It's not just for you guys. It's even our internal business. How can we reduce time? How can we reduce people and let systems do? They're still gonna need the human touch, of course, right? But how can we do create something once and never have to do that task ever again? And like that's the goal.
Well, Mo, do you want to kind of give a teaser of what we were talking about today? As we're still waiting for the technology to be available, but
yeah, I mean,
do you want to wait?
I mean, we can bring it out. It doesn't really matter. But one of my goals, guys, right, is sure. Right now we have help docs, right? Right now we have 700 plus articles of support. We have a AI chatbot. We have physical people support, right? But you know, there's some limitations, right? When it comes to like advanced automations or like shared screen tutorials, right? There's only a few people that can really help with that kind of stuff, right? They got to really understand the software properly. And so what we want to build out is the ability, it's going to be, you know, AI based, of course, but the ability where you can join an AI and the ability to share your screen with this AI and they will walk you through the steps on how to do something. Like, have you talked with ChatGPT before or any type of tool like Siri or whatever? It would operate the same way, but be able to see your screen and interpret your screen and walk you through the steps, you know, step by step. Like, that's what we really want to build out for you guys, because that would be so much better than, you know, attending a live like this, or you know, needing to read an article, watch an old video, you know, for 4 hours long, whatever, right? And you guys can get straight to the point and all you guys can use it at the same time. Like that's what we want. But unfortunately,
It's like
technology's not there yet. So,
right. It's like having level 3 support that can or a remote desktop into your computer 24/7.
yeah. Would that be nice?
Sounds
All
very
these
exciting.
questions you have, Gus, you don't have to come to me. You don't have to come to David. You can literally just do it from your computer.
Mhm.
Like, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would
You know,
be.
dreams are available. Goals are
Well,
available.
that's how things are being built with dreams, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if we are able to build something like that, this will work for every industry as well. Like that'll be a software of its own, you know. So I don't know. We'll have to you know, think about the solution for that, right? And maybe get somebody who's very, you know, experienced in like building softwares, or you know AI, or maybe willing to, because like remember, AI is still in its infant stage. Nobody knows how to build anything yet. Right.
Everybody talk about it, but not too many people has too much, how can I say, um, it's still in development, still, you know, too young.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right? Because it's still new. But give it a few more years, right? Hell, like honestly, if I just look back 6 months ago, right, when I started getting into like what the hell is an API, what is a server, you know, like how do I build my own things, till now, the content that's out there and the creations is like 10x already just in 6 months. So like AI is improving super fast. And like we'll have this feature probably within the next 6 months, I'm hoping, or a version of it, and we can recreate it. To be willing to build.
From Houston, Texas. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Good.
Hey,
What
I
up,
can
Jeff?
sit down there.
Yeah. Good. No, everything's okay, man. I'm just trying to work through some of these leads that I got. Hopefully closing the deal hopefully within the next week or two. We'll see how that goes.
Well,
What kind of
Sammy, because I don't know where you're at in your build out right now. Whenever you're free, just you know, reach out so we can help you get ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, for sure, man. I've just been so busy with but I'm getting a ton of leads, so I'm trying to go through them all. And not let it sit. I just got so many leads to go through. It's crazy. So I haven't had time between that and work. I mean, if I had more hours in the day, it'd be great. But yeah, so I'm still trying to build out the BILT. I mean, I have more at this point. I have more cash than time. So I mean, it's crazy.
More
only
cash than
24 bits of time in the day.
I'm telling you. And then, you know, I got little ones at home too. So between the family, between work, between us calling, it's just crazy. Time management's been an issue with me here lately.
well, maybe because you're so busy, right? And I don't know what your focus is for whether you're just gonna acquire, or you're gonna lend, or whatever you're gonna do. We'll discuss that more, of course, on a different Zoom whenever you're freer, of course. But we'll figure out a solution because you do work majority of your time. You know, you're always busy, so we'll try to figure out something that works best for you.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year so far. We just came. Well, I mean, I work in oil and gas, right? I work at a refinery. You know, I think I've talked to you about this before, Mo. So we just came out of a turnaround, and then I got pulled off for the last 7 months or so, trying to build up a new round system for work. And then as soon as I got done with that, I got pulled off again for another 6 more weeks. I know about 8 weeks, trying to go through some training. So now I'm finally back on shift. And I'm working nights too again. So
Well, that means
tough.
you're like Steve. You know, Steve works the nights too.
Yeah, my flip flops. So I mean, I don't know if Steve works the shift work or not, but you know, I go from nights to days to nights, and you know, trying to a couple of days off in between. I'm trying to do what I can for the business, and still trying to make time for family. So it's been crazy.
Yeah, I don't have that problem with switching shifts, but I have done that. And it's not fun. But yeah, if you need help, just reach out.
Yeah, I
It's,
appreciate that.
You know, especially even if Mo can't help you with BILT, I can. You know, I use it all the time, but it's what are you actually going to focus on?
So I've been direct to agent for a while. Like I said, I just signed up with this data company that gets me these foreclosure leads, along with probates and tax liens and divorces, all that good stuff. So only I'm getting a ton of leads every day. Well, Monday through Friday. They don't send me anything on the weekends, but they give me plenty of leads where I just basically don't have time to call the majority of them. I mean, I call what I can, but
2.0 does direct to seller foreclosure leads, right?
yes, it's just again, the time to go through all the training, because they're pretty lengthy. So it's time to go
But
through
it
the
would save you the
Yeah.
time of making those calls every time. Like
Yeah.
that. Because
yeah,
like, if that's your main issue, right? Because you're already getting these leads. If your
Correct.
issue is just reaching out to them because of your time constraint, right? Because
Mhm.
you do gotta sleep, you do have a family and whatever, you have a job, and so things do take priority. But like, it's mainly just every time you get that list. Let's say you get that list once a week. It's just knowing how to put it in the system and firing it.
Right. Yeah, that's the build out that I need to do. Get the automation going.
Yeah, 'cause
maybe we need to talk about this on like a more one-on-one though.
Yeah, I'll put
Absolutely.
my one. Are you on your phone or are you on the computer right now? Or you're at work, so.
I'm at work, but I'm on laptop.
Okay, so if I give you my link tree, you'll get it. So.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put it in the chat. So just book a time that works best for you on there. If you don't find a time that works for you, just reach out to me on Facebook, and we'll organize a time. Because I mean, different hours. I don't know what your schedule is right now. So.
I'm on 3 nights right now.
Okay.
Tuesday, Thursday night, and then I'm off this weekend. But I got
Again, if you can't find a time on my calendar, we'll set it up on a weekend or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, well, no, I don't like to see you lagging behind everyone else. I want you going like just as fast as everyone else is. So that's the most important thing to me.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we want you to learn how to ride the bike, because once you learn, you won't forget.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, and if you're paying for those leads, they'll go bad real quick.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why.
Somebody else is also paying for them, and they'll be snatched up before you know it. So you
it's
got
happened
to
already.
jump on them.
But yeah, I mean that's my issue right now.
All right. Well, cool. Well, we'll fix that issue as soon as we can. That is the goal.
I appreciate it, Jeremy.
Well, today has been a very troublesome day with our live. We'll try to fix this better for next time. We'd actually, do more share screen stuff or whatever for everyone else, but also where everyone else can get notified better. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out this new streaming software, anyways. But few recap things to go over. Again, if you have any new cool ideas that you would like BILT to do, we have created a new system for you guys. So you guys can submit your feedback and other people can upvote and everything by going to, our website and scrolling all the way down to the bottom, BILTCRM.com, and there's an ideas board. Okay. So that's one new fun feature. Another thing we do have coming soon is the dashboards for acquisition, relationship, dispositions, lending, and so forth are being built out as we speak. Auto dripping of offers is coming out because everyone wants it. It's a minor tweak to add, but we were worried about everybody, misusing it in the beginning. But now that we're going to add it in, basically. Digital business cards will be coming out sometime next week, and the ability to send both creative and cash offers at once, like a 2-option offer, will be coming out soon as well. It's in the works. And of course, we will be doing a giveaway soon. So if you know anybody that maybe can't get into BILT, or maybe they can't afford it or whatever, make sure they attend the giveaway. It'll be fair for everybody to join completely for free. We'll be doing that in the next couple days to give everyone a fair chance. And then again, more content has been added to the help center. And then for those that need help with anything, and they don't want to do it themselves, we're building out a new program as well for everybody. So keep that in mind. We have a lot of things coming along. I probably missed a few things on the recap. But don't forget to schedule or follow the YouTube channel. We will be doing the how I'm able to post 1,000 pieces of content out per month. We'll be building that out completely from scratch. So a lot of people we had close to 500 likes, so I'm giving it the option that we're going to go ahead with the training. So everyone really wanted that feature, that tool. So we'll be building it out live completely for free. But again, if somebody wants it built out and they don't want to build it out themselves, well, of course we'll offer a paid version. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of things coming out, new and exciting. We don't want to create FOMO for everybody. So like, don't have shiny object syndrome. You already have BILT, you'll get all these things anyways. So there's nothing new, except for just using them, right? So, but we're gonna keep it short for tonight since we weren't able to get a lot of people on today due to the confusion and streaming setup. But if anybody has any questions, just reach out to support. Reach out. We'll assist you in any way possible. Make sure you're taken care of. You have my calendar. Book it. Well, get what you need. Right. That's all I ask. Get what you need. Do not hesitate. Okay. We'll make sure you're taken care of. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And I will see you guys next time.